Today I'm going to talk about one-point perspective. And the way that you start one-point perspective is you find a spot, usually around somewhere in the middle of your paper. Like it could be here, it could be here, but you want to find kind of a middle spot on your paper. I'm going to go up here a bit, okay? You may use a ruler if that helps you draw straighter lines. So everything that I draw is going to kind of be based on that one-point perspective, which is also called a vanishing point. Everything that goes toward that point sort of vanishes, because when things are close to you, they're big, and when they get further away from you, they get smaller. Okay? So the second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a straight line. This is a horizontal line going right through my point. I actually didn't do a very good job. I'm going to move my point into the line because I kind of missed it. Okay, so that's going to be the sky, and this is going to be the ground. And I'm going to draw a field with crops in it. Like maybe I'm growing some pumpkins or some corn or flowers. You can draw a bunch of different things in each one. So I'm going to take a line, and take the point, and I'm going to come out right there. Now I'm not using a ruler, so my lines aren't perfectly straight, but that's okay. And then I'm going to go back to that point, and I'm going to come out and do another line going out on the side of my page. So this is, see, everything down here is going to be bigger, and then they get more small. It gets smaller as it goes to the vanishing point. Okay, so now I'm going to draw my crops. Again, I always want to come back to this point. Draw another line. And I'm going to come back to this point and draw another line. And I'm going to draw another one. So that's going to give me 1, 2, 3, 4 rows that I can draw things growing on. Okay, this can just be grass on the sides. I may want to draw some mountains in the background. Some can be shorter and some can be taller, and some can be in front of each other. We'll draw this one going off the page, and then we'll draw another one behind those two. I'm going to make this a little pointier. Okay. Let's say I want this to be a row of pumpkins that I'm growing. I'm going to make the biggest pumpkin here, and as I keep drawing pumpkins, they're going to get smaller and smaller until they vanish at the vanishing point. You won't be able to see the ones past here. Okay, so I'm going to draw my pumpkin. And of course, pumpkins have lines. And I'm going to keep adding pumpkins. This one can be, maybe it's just a small pumpkin. I'm going to kind of curve my lines over so it makes it look rounded. Okay, this pumpkin may be a little further away from the distance of the other pumpkin. And then as you can tell, the lines are getting more narrow, so my pumpkins have to get smaller too. Maybe a little bitty one right there. No, really, after that, you can't even see them anymore. I'm going to move my stem over on my pumpkins a little bit more to this side. Okay, now maybe this is a row of corn. So I might draw really big corn. And they have like little, I guess you get a nice way to make it look like the kernels are on the corn is just to do like a checkerboard on it. Maybe corn's going this way too. Maybe even do another one going off the page here. Do another one right here. Another one back here. Okay, see how they just get smaller and smaller until you can't see them anymore at that vanishing point. Okay, maybe I'm gonna draw, gosh, I don't know, these could be carrots maybe. Well, maybe I'll do the carrots over here. I'll do a really big carrot, and it's kind of growing out of the ground. And just do a whole row of carrots. I can draw some lines on my carrots too. Maybe one more little one up right back there. Can barely see it. Okay, I don't know, I might do another row of pumpkins right here. I like to draw the texture of my crop. Texture meaning how it feels when you touch it. I'm adding lines like pumpkins have, and when you feel them, they're kind of rounded, and the lines on the carrots show the texture. Obviously, the little checker marks show the texture of the corn. Okay, so over here, I'm just gonna make it grass. And I could do some sprigs of grass here and there. Just a few to show the texture of the grass. And then I'll do a few over here. Looks like a W. Some look like V's. That looks like an M. Okay, I'm gonna do a sun setting back here behind the mountains. And then I'm going to add a couple of clouds in my sky. Maybe a little sprig of grass going off the page. Okay, so I made a crop of different kinds of things that I'm growing and some grass. And then this line separates to the sky, but before I can see the sky, I see mountains and then a sunset. All right, I'm gonna Sharpie this and then I'm going to color it and I'll show you what it looks like. I'd love it for if you would do your drawing and then take a picture and send it to Miss Anderson and I. Hey, first grade friends, I wanted to show you what my final artwork looked like with my crop of corn and pumpkins and carrots and mountains in the background with the sun setting behind the mountains and my sky. Also wanted to point out that I used value on my picture. darkened this area up here on top of at the very top of the grass line, and darkened the bottom part of the mountains. And then I mixed a little bit of orange with my yellow as the sun goes down. And I did a light blue with a dark blue to give it some shadow, make it look 3D. And you notice the point we started with, it just sort of vanishes. Everything gets smaller as it goes to the vanishing point. Please feel free to send me a picture of yours, and have a great day, great week.